watching. Today on my channel we're going to be doing a MAC starter kit, or just my most recommended MAC products if you're looking to buy MAC and you just haven't bought them before and you're not sure what to get, or if you're just reformation of the thing that you think that you want. Maybe it might be in my starter kit and you might validate your choice. My first tip when making any purchase is to always see the product live. If you're hesitant on a color or something like that, my best suggestion is to actually go into the store. I know that going into MAC can be super kind of daunting and intimidating, especially because for the most part the girls look flawless, and sometimes that can kind of make you a little bit shy and not want to ask for help. But speaking from someone who has worked for MAC, we want to help you. I don't know what it is, but I feel like sometimes MAC girls just look like they're having a hard day, but totally approach them. You might even make their day just by, being really genuine and just wanting some help. So that's my first suggestion, just because the artists, they know so much about skin type, how it's going to react throughout the day for you, and they can really ask the right questions to find out what exactly it is that you're looking for. I'm just going to kind of jump right into it because I do have quite a bit of products to go over, and I always do my makeup the same way for the most part. I always start with face and then move to eyes. I kind of finish off the face by defining it and then do lips. So I'm gonna kind of go in that order just so I don't forget anything. The first product I want to talk about is the MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base Lumiere, and this is a primer. I would do this for any skin type, from if you have dry or if you have oily. This will control your oil, but whatever kind of skin you have, this is going to give you a really beautiful radiance to your skin, so that even if you go over with a matte foundation, it's not going to look like you're just like 2D, if that makes sense. This is going to give you some liveliness to your skin and really, push forward some radiance through the foundation that you put on top of it. So I'm going to talk about a couple of foundations that I really love from MAC. I have oily skin, so the majority of the things I go for is something that's not going to make me look like I'm dripping sweat, because that's the type of oily skin that I am. Within a couple of hours I will look very wet and not in a cute dewy way. The first foundation that I'm going to talk about is Studio Fix Fluid SPF 15. I love this stuff. I know that it has kind of a bad rap for being like clown makeup, which I think is preposterous, honestly. I think it's what you do with this product, and I think that it's the person that's helping you with this product who's really going to show you how to use it and show you the do's and kind of don'ts with it. It's full coverage. This is great for any skin type, dry to oily, but at the same time I don't like to put this on dry people because I don't like more of a dry formula on dry skin, because I don't think it really does much. So I'll kind of get into what I really like for dry skin, if that's the type of skin that you have, but I like to just use a little bit of this. A little bit really goes a long way. If you do think that it's a little bit too much coverage for you, if you've got it already and you're like, oh, what am I going to do with this, I would suggest doing half this, half primer or half moisturizer, and it will shear it down really nice for you. Another thing that's really nice from MAC for kind of like shearing down and making a foundation look a little bit more luminous and not so like bam, is the MAC Prep and Prime Essential Oils. I like to put this on my clients if they have dry spots, like little like scabs or something, or if their skin is super dry. I like to use this after I've been in the sun for a little bit too long also, and this just really works nicely like mixed with foundations to kind of shear it out, give you a little bit more product to work with, and it just gives a really nice like luminosity to any kind of foundation. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is the Matchmaster. Also has SPF 15, and this one also is really great for a lot of different skin types, and I wouldn't use this on too dry of a skin type, or I wouldn't really use this on mature skin either. This is really great for normal combination to oily, and this one's really cool because no matter like what color you really get, if you are a little bit more pale or if you get a little bit of a tan, it's going to take the actual pigment of your skin tone and reflect it back. I don't know like how they did that, but it actually does really work. And if you are in the store and you're interested about this, I would suggest that you have someone try it on you and you can literally watch the color change on your skin. It's a really beautiful satin to matte finish. So it does give you really skin-like, but does keep you pretty matte and will control your oil if you do have an oily issue. This foundation is so dope. I can't ever stay away from this foundation, especially if there's someone that comes in that, like, you know, wants a little bit of coverage but doesn't really wear makeup, doesn't really feel comfortable in makeup, but at the same time just wants to kind of even their skin tone out, or, you know, just look a little bit more put together. I always suggest Face and Body. If you're a little bit oily, this might not be your best friend just because it is water-based. Like, you can hear it, it's super liquidy, and you should always shake it before because it will separate since it is water-based. But this foundation is also waterproof and it's great for photo shoots, video. It gives you kind of like a flawless finish. It's really nice to build up this foundation as well. The trick with it is you just apply one layer and then you let the whole thing dry and then you go on with another. It will never look cakey. It is just an absolutely flawless foundation. So I love MAC Face and Body. The last foundation I'm going to talk to you guys about is something that I just don't have with me right now, but it is the MAC Mineralize liquid foundation, and I love this foundation for anybody with dry or mature skin. It just adds this like supple plumpness to the skin and it makes it look so beautifully hydrated. You look so healthy and glowy, and that is like my top pick besides Face and Body for anybody that wants to be like glowy or has dry skin but just wants a little bit more coverage than the Face and Body. I would definitely steer you in that direction. That's like the rundown of like my favorite foundations from MAC. I know that there's a couple that I didn't mention. They're just ones that like I don't gravitate towards as an artist, or I just haven't had that much exposure to them. So these are the ones that I kind of stick to, and I find that in my kit professionally that I can really get by on these products. So if you are a makeup artist and you're starting your kit, if you just have like a couple of each, like in a range, you know, you can kind of play with it. You don't need every single color of every single foundation. You can kind of mix and play with things and, you know, do your thing. I'm really big on skin. I want your skin to look perfect whenever you're in my chair. I just love like perfecting the skin. That's like my main focus. The first thing that you see while I'm like working on your eyes or putting your lip on is that you just have this flawless face. So I kind of have a lot for face, and then we'll kind of jump into everything else. My favorite concealer from MAC is definitely the MAC Prolongwear, and this is a cult favorite. It comes with a little pump. The only thing that kind of makes me upset about it is the packaging, that it is glass, because they do break pretty easily. These are like my ride or die kind of things. They are awesome coverage, super thin formulation. A lot of people do use this as a foundation as well because the coverage is so great, and this product doesn't crease really. There's a technology behind it that it just doesn't crease. I think there's about an 8-hour claim on it. Even if I have a little bit on my hand from earlier in the day, like that sucker isn't moving on the back of my hand, underneath my eye, especially if it's set. It's my ride or die concealer. The next concealer that I'm totally obsessed with is the MAC Mineralize Concealer, and I love this for more mature skin. I really love this on top of people that do have dry patches, or like they have scabs over like healing blemishes. This kind of moisturizes it and kind of takes care of that, as well as it being super luminous. I like to use this as like a highlighting shade for the tops of the cheekbones, and it just gives a really beautiful like dewy look. This is a great concealer for more mature skin or anybody that is self-conscious about fine lines, because it actually diffuses the light and kind of blurs all of those fine lines or wrinkles that you might have. So the Mineralize is a great concealer, and I am lost when I do not have this concealer with me. Moving right along, if you are a freelance artist and you're looking to grow your makeup kit fast, like listen, like you really don't need that much stuff, and you definitely don't need everything from MAC. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of different things that you can use to get a professional look and, you know, work it out, but these are just a couple of things that I love having in my kit. One is the Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and I have about 4 of these. I think I have every shade, just because they have a really nice array of colors. This one's the medium, and this one has like a really nice banana, really nice peach shade. I find lots of uses for these as like a cream contour, as well as just color correcting and spot concealing. So this is a wonderful purchase from MAC. I'm gonna jump into my favorite powders from MAC, and My all-time favorite powder from MAC has to be the Mineralize Skin Finish Pressed. These are just so convenient. They're so amazing. The finish is incredible. They give you more of like an eggshell appearance, so it's not flat matte. It kind of has like a nice iridescent glow to it without being sparkly, and it just polishes off the skin really, really well. They're super finely milled, so you can set under eyes with these and you shouldn't have a problem with the powder like caking up or creasing. These are really great powders to touch up with as well if you are working on a shoot. They don't tend to get too thick. If your client is getting kind of oily, this kind of just maintains that. So I have my blushes in a double palette just because that's easier for me, and I can just open this up and just kind of have everything with me. These are definitely like my go-to blushes, and I'm planning on doing an in-depth video on these. Blushes are very special to me. Something that I cannot live without is MAC Harmony. You can see that I just dip into this all the time. This is my favorite contour shade. One that's really good too for fair skin is Taupe, but for some reason I just like the dustiness of this. There's kind of like a dusty pink undertone in this contour shade that I just am in love with. Like I said in my favorite blushes for summer, Sunbasque is definitely one of my favorite and top suggested blushes for anybody with light to medium skin tone and even dark skin tone, just because it just gives you this gorgeous like dewiness over your skin and you just look beautiful and healthy. So that is another favorite. And then Peaches is of course a ride or die color for me. This one is a true coral and just looks so great on so many different skin tones. A lot of people get kind of scared because it looks very, very orange, but it just blends beautifully into the skin. And that's all I really have to say about that. Be on the lookout for a video specifically on my blush collection, because this is not all of them, but these are definitely my highest used, and I love MAC blushes, any of the formulations. I'm not as keen on the new Mineralize since they've been repackaged. I preferred them before they were repackaged, but they're still great. Yeah, you really can't go wrong. They have a lot of pigment, they last on your skin a long time, and they're just really great blushes. I am obsessed with MAC eyeshadows. Like, I live and die for them. I have just all kinds of palettes. I need these in my life. Like, these are my jams. But honestly, we'd be here all night if I got into them. Building a kit, or you're just looking to have eyeshadows from MAC, what I would do is I would get pre-made. The pre-made gives you just as much in each and every single pan. No, it's a lot cheaper. I believe these go for $85, and if you were to build this palette yourself, it would be like $170 or something like that. So these are really, really nice. If you're fair or you like cool tone makeup, this cool palette is gonna be your best friend. It has both limited and permanent eyeshadows in it. To be honest with you, since I like warm eyeshadows so much, I wish I had the warmer palette because I really don't use this that much. But I think that they are the best bang for your buck, and that warm palette is so gorgeous. I feel like you have a lot more, you know, options with that one. Another really great option if you are looking to buy MAC eyeshadows is the ×9 palettes. They have 4 different palettes. This one is the Burgundy ×9. And again, these have permanent and limited shadows. And they have a burgundy, a like gold one, a blue one, and a purple one. And they're all really, really nice and travel friendly and little. I have a full review on my channel about these, so I will link them like right here. You guys can check that out if you want to know more about this palette and what I think about it. I also have a video on like my MAC lipsticks. I have a lot of them. I'm obsessed with MAC lipsticks. I love the way they smell. I love the textures. I love the color range. Everything about them is amazing. So again, I will link my MAC lipstick collection for you guys, but I'm also going to make separate videos for like my favorite nudes from MAC, my favorite reds from MAC, just because I get a lot of questions from a lot of people either at the store or just in general about like the best reds from MAC or the best nudes by skin tone. So I will definitely be doing that in a separate video. Again, we'd be here all night. I'm going to link my lip liner my MAC lip liner video for you guys so you guys can see the color. And I also have a really great in-depth blog post about like just the textures and everything, about the lip liners and what lipsticks really do go really well with them. Definitely be on the lookout for my blush collection from MAC, as well as my favorite eyeshadows. Please leave me a comment if you guys are interested in those videos, or if you guys are interested in my lipstick idea, kind of showing you my favorite lipsticks, kind of like by color. So I hope this video helped you guys. I hope it helped you if you're just looking for new makeup. I hope that it helped you if you're building your kit. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. My subscribers are just going up and I'm so happy you're here. Please leave me comments so I know what you guys want to see, and I will see you guys in my next video.